attack. Unfortunately, the potential for similar activities today among drug companies is still very real. Now, if you don't know anything about Vioxx, it was accused of being associated with heart attacks in thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So anyway, they created a peer-reviewed scientific journal to publicize pro-Vioxx articles. They had an article ghostwriter and then signed by a doctor as an author, despite Merck staff criticizing the data it contained as wishful thinking. And the links to which Big Pharma will go to escalate sales of pharmaceuticals is, I don't even want to think where they're willing to go. There's so much money at stake. Would they kill doctors who say no? I think that's what we're looking at right now. They're looking at discrediting, neutralizing any of the doctors who don't perform appropriately according to how the Big Pharma wants them. Unbelievable. Kerry warns that Congress is scrapping the Iran deal would mean a path to nuclear weapons. Well, nobody's really happy with the Iran deal, except for Iran, I think. And everybody's asking the question, what is this really all about? Do we know? No, we don't. But Secretary of State John Kerry intensified efforts on Tuesday to beat back the criticism of the Iran nuclear deal and convince U.S. lawmakers that rejecting it would give Tehran a fast track to a weapon and access to billions of dollars from collapsed sanctions. It's just not going well, ladies and gentlemen. Not going well at all, and he doesn't even know what the side agreements are. Think about that. And Israel's not happy. The people in the U.S. are not happy, even the Democrats. We'll be back after this 1 minute, 10-second break. Stay tuned.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay.
Every Thursday night at 7 on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 55 years. Carpet Masters uses extraction cleaning for your carpet because there's no better cleaning to remove the soil from your carpet. All of our furniture cleaning is done by hand in your home or in our plant. Carpet Masters also offers dry cleaning for fine furniture. Call Carpet Masters at 793-7215.
That's 844.
Melinda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
Good morning. I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio. Stocks will try to make it 2 winning days in a row, but that will depend on the Federal Reserve and what it might say about when it will raise interest rates later this afternoon. Traders are all abuzz about Twitter. Income rose last quarter, but it signed up fewer new users than hoped. Twitter's stock will fall hard, 10% or more when trading begins. Yelp is another stock that will be going down. The consumer review site lost money, a surprise to everyone. Ad revenue slowed, and it also signed up fewer new customers. The kicker, the chairman's leaving, he says, to pursue other interests. Mortgage applications rose last week thanks to a tick down in loan rates. The average age of cars and trucks on the road in this country, now 11 and a half years. That is a record. More older cars, but still oil and gas use keeps falling. Oil prices, too. That's why Chevron's cutting 1,500 jobs and why Hess lost $500 million last quarter after clearing close to $1 billion same time last year. Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio.
I had Belvita breakfast biscuits this morning. Then what did I do? Made my bed, fed my fish, got dressed, cleaned the dish, remembered to floss, but still didn't do it. Ran a lap on the track, dropped my phone, didn't crack, got in before the boss, made sure that he knew it. Oh, hey, you just getting here?
Crunchy Belvita breakfast biscuits are made with delicious ingredients and carefully baked to release steady energy all morning long. Share your morning win. Belvita.
Morning win.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Good morning, it's 6:02. A quick check of your traffic and weather. Well, it moves a little bit beyond muggy today. We might have a chance of thunderstorms, 20% chance at least, and highs in the muggy mid-90s. Beaches, they're going to be in the 70s. Mountains with a 30% chance of thunderstorms and temps in the upper 70s. And the high desert with triple digits and also a 20% chance of thunderstorms. Currently 69, checking out your morning drive. It looks like Desert Center, there's road construction. 2 lanes are closed on the I-10 eastbound between Eagle Mountain Road and 177. In San Bernardino, an accident has the right lane blocked on the 210 westbound after Waterman Avenue. And in Chino, stop-and-go traffic on the 60. That's westbound between Ramona Avenue and the 57 freeway. That's traffic and weather from the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home.
In AgNet
sell
West
anything
today,
that's
there
legal.
are some new and
Load
broadened
up your
crop
stuff to sell
insurance
right now at
options. The story after
buysellmakeoffer.com. This is
You
your
put more into
official
your crops
invitation to
than
get
most
on
people
board to sell your
realize.
stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
In AgNet West today, there are some new and broadened crop insurance options. The story after this.
You put more into your crops than most people realize. Time, effort, heart, and the not-so-proverbial blood, sweat, and tears. Farming's not just a career. It is your passion. At Compass Minerals, your passion is our commitment. We're proud to offer you Potassium Plus Premium Sulfate of Potash, a high-potassium fertilizer with sulfate sulfur and virtually no chloride. It's the potassium source that brings more to the table, so you can too. Call your local distributor or visit potassiumplus.com.
Healthy soil can help protect your farm from drought and protect soil and water resources. Contact your local Natural Resources Conservation Service office today.
USDA is expanding crop insurance to provide additional options for fruit and nut producers. Susan Carter has the story.
New crop insurance options to as many types of producers as possible is being made available through the 2014 Farm Bill. Brandon Willis is USDA's Risk Management Administrator.
The first one is called Supplemental Coverage Option, and this year we're trying to take it to as many crops as we possibly can. And that's what this announcement is about, telling people there's about 14 additional fruits and nuts available next year.
That crop coverage includes almonds, apples, blueberries, grapes, peaches, potatoes, prunes, safflower, tomatoes, and walnuts. The other part of the expansion is the actual production history, or APH, yield exclusion.
Helps producers who have suffered perhaps from a long-term drought or very wide-scale loss. You have the opportunity to drop that year out of your yield history. In other words, what that means is we will not hold that yield against you. So in other words, you can just have a little higher level of insurance to protect your farm better.
For more information on the SCO and APH expansion, visit www.usda.gov/Farm Bill.
That was Susan Carter reporting. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the Wealth Management Solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-643-6931 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-643-6931 to take your call now. Call 1-800-643-6931. That's 1-800-643-6931.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first.
Good morning. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth.
Morning.
Morning, Bill. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. It is Wednesday.
Hump day.
Hump day at the very end of July. I can't believe how fast the summer is going.
It is flying by.
It is flying by. And you, my friend, are back at work. Like all the teachers back in Rialto Unified School District.
Putting our classrooms together. The kids are starting to show up to pick up their books and get their schedules. Monday, we're back at it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how early y'all go back. When we were kids, it was always the first Tuesday after Labor Day.
Yeah, it was like September.
Yeah.
So we're a whole month early. But you know what? The nice part of that is that we finish our first semester before Christmas.
That is nice.
Yeah, we get so we don't have that like break and then come back and you have to have finals like right after you've been off for a couple weeks, and then we get out early too. So it works out. It all works out in the wash.
So, how is your morning going, Bill?
My energies are scattered. I must breathe in the harmony of the universe.
There you go.
I must realign.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's back. All right. Just rambling.
He's going to be doing a little yoga in the booth this morning.
He's got his stretchy pants on.
They're so comfortable.
Okay, yikes. Well, we've got a great show planned for you today. In the second half of the show, we're going to be talking to Karen Blanco. She is the Director of Communications at Children's Fund, or Communications Director at Children's Fund. And they're a regular guest on the show, and they do such great work in the Inland Empire. Lots of news to talk about, but before that, I want to remind everyone all the ways they can listen to KCAA AM 1050, not just this show, but all the shows on the station. You can find us at 1050 on the AM dial, at kcaaradio.com and at kcaaradio.com, where you'll find all of the links to our social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You will also find a button where you can just click to listen directly online. You can watch our embedded Ustream feed. You can click through and watch it on Ustream. If you have an Android device, you go to kcaaexpress.com to listen on your Android device. If you have an Apple device, you can use the TuneIn app. If you have none of the above, but you still want to listen, you can call to listen at 832-999-1050, 832-999-1050.
No excuses, people. Tune in.
Tune in. We're fun. And there's something different in every show, and the shows are, we leave no listener behind. That's the truth.
That's right. We push them right in front of us and run over them.
So first, we have to talk about this U.S. dentist who killed this lion in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I got home last night, and my Facebook feed was filled with outrage and stories about this guy. This guy's crazy.
Yeah. He paid $50,000 to kill this lion in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, and he blamed it on his guide.
Yeah.
What a man.
I know. And why do you have to I'm a big game hunter. Well, okay, you haven't realized that the world has changed. Maybe in Teddy Roosevelt's time, at the turn of the last century, that was okay. But now people frown upon that.
Yes.
Especially when you've seen these issues, like one girl had somebody had shot a rhino and placed the picture, and lots of backlash. I mean, the internet has gone crazy over big game hunting before, and apparently this lion was tracked, and the head of the tribe, and what the locals are saying in Zimbabwe is that all of his offspring, his whole bloodline is going to be killed by the other lions as the new leader of the pack. As the leader of the pride takes over.
Unless Simba's able to escape to, what was that area called? And then he comes back later and challenges for the leadership.
Yes, challenge Scar.
I heard this. I've seen the story. I know how it works.
Well, I'm thinking the guy being a dentist, couldn't he have just numbed the lion up with a little Novocaine and let it go with that?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Right,
well,
shoot him with the tranq dart, get your picture with it, and then let him go back into the wild. Catch
there
and
you
release.
go.
This particular lion is named Cecil. They've named him, and what they're saying is that they lured this lion out of the preserve and then shot him with the crossbow or with the compound bow.
Yeah,
and he died an agonizing death. Like they had to go track him to be able to find him, as he was bleeding out.
And they knew. Obviously, they had to know when they killed him that this was a protected lion because he had the collar with the tags on it and the tracking devices.
They tried to take it off.
Yeah.
Well, the dentist was poaching. That's what he was doing.
Well, the other people involved apparently have already been arrested, and this guy needs to be arrested. But the internet has lost its mind. If you go to Yelp, you will see only negative comments, and Yelp has deleted a lot of them, and people just come back as soon as they're deleted. They had to take their Facebook page down. Their website crashed, and apparently his practice in Minnesota has closed down.
Well, they you mentioned Yelp, and I'm not sure if it's Yelp, but there's a rating page you can go to for dentist's office. And the people have gone on there and dropped this guy's rating down to like a 0.0 with all their negative comments and all their stuff. Thousands of people have gone to this dentist rating registry so that anyone who goes looking for a dentist, his name will be at the very bottom of the list because he's the worst dentist ever because he killed a lion.
Well, why do you want to go to a dentist who gets his joy out of killing something?
Well, exactly.
What do you think he's going to do to you in the chair?
Yeah, you know what? That is the comment that people have, that this guy has got to be sadistic or something to be able to do what he's doing, to kill endangered lions or kill big game. I mean, I have no problem with hunting. I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather went out and shot a moose, and moose, they're huge. And so we ate moose every day for a year. He rented one of those big meat lockers, and that's what we ate. And, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
He shot bullwinkle?
He did.
Oh.
But, well, you know what?
People are going to start trolling our show now because
no,
of the
but
bullwinkle
we
incident.
ate the moose. That was the thing. I mean, I don't have obviously you're a carnivore.
Yeah.
You eat meat too, I'm sure, Bill. And so I don't have a problem if you use the animal. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. But shooting him just so you can cut off its head and put it on your wall, that's despicable. That's despicable. You don't take a life if you don't have to.
Trophy hunting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. So, or like I said, if you shoot something, use all of it. I actually saw somebody on Facebook grossing out because of gelatin, because they didn't realize that gelatin was a byproduct of it comes from cows.
So the guy who did this, he actually released a statement.
Oh,
and his statement
you interrupted me.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, use the whole animal. Go ahead.
His statement though is kind of bizarre. I thought he says, "I deeply regret that my pursuit of an activity that I love and practice responsibly and legally resulted in the taking of this lion." And so this is meant to be his apology.
He didn't apologize.
But it's really more of a statement of, I love this and it's legal and I'm responsible. It's
so
really more
get out of my face.
Right. Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong is basically what he's saying.
Exactly. I'm sorry that you're offended by what I did, but bah.
We just find it disgusting, Mr. Dentist. What's his name? Palmer. His name is Palmer, and his dental practice is in Bloomington, Minnesota, and it's River Bluff Dental, and it's been closed, since this hit the internet.
And he was convicted once before for poaching. He poached a bear in the United States.
Yes, and then he lied about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so this guy is just not somebody that you want to spend any time with.
Yeah.
So, well, his his business is gone. I mean, he might have some people who'll go back to his practice, but, the vast majority of people are not going to go back to him.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting. I think maybe some of his regular people may say, I like him, he's fine. I don't think people, who know him are going to be affected by this too much. But unless there's picketers out front and they just feel uncomfortable going into the office.
Right.
Well,
then here's the thing. Do the Americans, because what he did, the Zimbabweans who were involved with this were already arrested.
Yep.
And so obviously they're going to want to arrest him too. What's the American government going to do? Are they going to grab him up and extradite him?
I don't know if we have a reciprocal agreement with
I don't know either. It'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sure the internet wants that to happen.
Yeah.
So, hell hath no fury like tweeters scorned.
That's right, man.
Well, it's time for a break. We ready for a break, Bill? Oh, good. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
While we Americans celebrate the 100th anniversary of our National Park Service, America's so-called leaders are aggressively commercializing our parks, converting these jewels of the common good into just another corporate cash cow. This started with co-branding agreements, rationalized by NPS officials as, quote, aligning the economic and historical legacies of parks with advertisers. In other words, they're selling the Park Service's proud public brand as well as its soul. First in line was Coca-Cola. In 2010, the multi-billion-dollar colossus became a, quote, proud partner with NPS by making a mere $2.5 million tax-deductible donation. In return, Coke got exclusive rights to use park logos in its ads, and it also was allowed to veto an NPS plan to ban sales of bottled water in the Grand Canyon Park. Disposable plastic bottles are that park's biggest source of trash, but Coke owns the Dasani brand of water, so bye-bye ban. Public outrage forced officials to reverse this crass move, but NPS's integrity has yet to recover. Then, this April, the Park Service abandoned its policy of rejecting any ties to alcohol products when Anheuser-Busch also became a proud NPS partner by making a $2.5 million tax-deductible gift. In turn, its Budweiser brand was given the Statue of Liberty. Not literally, but symbolically. Bud now has the right to plaster Lady Liberty, the iconic symbol of the USA itself, on its cans. This is Jim Hightower saying, creeping commercialization of our public parks is no longer creeping, it's running rampant. For example, take a whiff of this. In return for becoming a proud partner, Airwick was authorized to market a new fragrance collection that it advertises as being, quote, uniquely inspired by America's national parks.
Hightower. Hi, this is Steve Alladort from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. With property values increasing, this might be the perfect time to do a loan checkup to see if it makes sense to refinance. Do you have an equity line? If your equity line is getting close to 10 years old, your payment is about to fully amortize. Coupled with the certainty that the feds will soon increase short-term rates, there might be a substantial jump in payment on your line of credit. If we combine your current loan, equity line, and possibly even some of your credit debt, there could be a substantial reduction in what you have to pay each month. Do you have VA eligibility? VA will allow 100% cash-out financing. This may be a perfect time to use your eligibility. We can go 85% cash out with FHA or 80% with a standard conventional loan. There are many possible options that could make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner to provide you with all of your possible options. Give me a call, Steve Alladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
Wet n Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet and Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting, getting soaked, barefooting, wet and wild, barefooting.
Wet and Wild.
Barefooting, wet and wild, barefooting.
Wet and Wild. Park open daily.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Alternative Cancer Treatment Advocates is a group looking for board members to serve as secretary and treasurer. The group will exist as a 501c3, and its purpose will be to help raise funds for those who need alternative cancer treatments. In order to be an active board member, you must either be a cancer survivor or have been in a close relationship with someone who has or who has had cancer. You must also be able to do the work required for the position you are volunteering for, and you must accept the title as an unpaid position. If you are interested in helping to fund alternative cancer treatments and would like to volunteer as a board member for Alternative Cancer Treatment Advocates, please call Rebecca Janch at 909-552-6718. That's 909-552-6718. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
Well, I'm amused but not amazed.
What happened to our music?
The computer did not want to cooperate.
So there's a story that we have to talk about. George Washington University is ditching the SAT and the ACT. Tobin, do you want to talk about that?
Let's throw a party for them.
I know,
okay.
right?
Yeah, look, colleges use a variety of measures to decide who gets in and who doesn't, and one of them for years has been these tests, right? The SAT and the ACT, and there's been all kinds of research in the last couple of decades that tell us that these tests really don't tell us anything. That kids who do well on these tests, it's no better an indicator of how successful or unsuccessful they'll be in college than anything else. And so kids put so much pressure on themselves. Parents spend tons of money for these kids to take classes so they can pass these tests, and it becomes like the holy grail of how do you get into your elite
I remember
college.
feeling almost sick at my stomach
Yeah.
for like
Yes.
2 or 3 days before I took the test.
Yes.
Yeah. And so thank you, George Washington University. Let me give you what they had to say about this, because this is really, I think, a big deal. George Washington University will no longer require that students submit their ACT or SAT scores for most freshman admissions. The Dean of Admissions at the D.C. University says administrators were concerned that below average test scores were leading otherwise strong students to not apply. Although we have long employed a holistic application review process, we had concerns that students who could be successful at George Washington felt discouraged from applying if their scores were not as strong as their high school performance, she says. We want outstanding students from all over the world and from all different backgrounds, regardless of their standardized scores, to recognize George Washington as a place where they can thrive. The National Center for Fair and Open Testing says more than 125 private colleges and universities featured in U.S. News and World Report rankings now have test-optional admission policies. The change for George Washington University was recommended by a task force on access and success that University President Steve Knapp formed in early 2014. School officials say testing will still be required for homeschooled applicants, students from high schools that provide only narrative evaluation of students, college athletes, and those applying for a 7-year program that leads to a combined bachelor's or medical degree. The new policy will take effect for students seeking admission for fall 2016. I'm in love.
I am too.
This is beautiful.
So, for me, I test horribly. Even if somebody comes up to me and says, somebody that I haven't seen for a long time and says, "Hey, Aaron, how you doing?" I freeze and I may not remember their name. And so if I've ever done that to you, I apologize. I have the worst test anxiety on the planet. So I will have studied and I'll sit down in front of a multiple choice test and it's all gone. Now, having said that, if I sit down with a blue book and I can, fill those up describing what, and give you answer the question, tell me everything you know about whatever it is, X, I will fill it up. I will describe, talk about it, et cetera, to show that I know the content. But you put that same thing in a standardized test and I can't do it.
And for me, this speaks to such a bigger issue as a teacher. There's been so much pressure on education to test. And we're going to look at these test scores and we're going to make decisions about the schools. We're going to make decisions about the teachers. We're going to make decisions about the students based on these scores. And all the research shows that so much of this, what we're doing as testing, is just garbage. It's really not testing the kids. It's basically telling you who's rich and who's not rich. I mean, you can look at test scores and you can see where the wealthy communities are and where the poor communities, and that's all it's telling you.
Because the poor communities can't afford all the extra classes that the wealthier communities will provide for their kids, to prepare for these tests.
And there are so many other social factors that go into how kids perform academically in school, and so many things out of the control of what's actually happening in the school environment. And so, I think as a nation, we really need to take a step back and look at all of these kinds of standardized tests and have a more open conversation about this. And the word they used in this article was holistic. We really need to look at the whole person, the whole child, and we need to understand all of the different things that are going on there. And you can't just make a snap judgment about a person based on a test score. It's just, that's ridiculous.
I agree.
One measurement. How were you doing on that one day at that 1 minute when you took that test?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
So thank you, George Washington University.
Thank you, GWU. So we'll see how many other schools follow in their footsteps. I think that private schools can do this more easily than public schools can, because public schools have to have easily quantifiable standards for admission. So because I'm sure they get challenged. Well, why did my kid get in when so-and-so got in?
But you think about the state schools, their admissions policies generally are, come one, come all. I mean, they try to be as open as possible.
But not Berkeley or UCLA or UC San Diego. I mean, they're all selective.
To a certain degree, yeah. They have to be. I mean, you got a certain number of seats.
Right.
You can,
I mean, even Cal State Long Beach. I mean, I think they turned down like 50,000 apps last year. Or maybe no, they received 50,000 apps and were able to take, I think, 10% of them.
Yeah.
And so there has to be a standard for selection. And state schools may have a more difficult time with this kind of transition. I think it's fantastic, and I hope they consider it.
I hope so, too. And I'm hoping that some students pick up the flag and rally around this idea, because I think it's going to take that. You need some social activism. You need some people that are out there sort of lobbying for this and saying, hey, this is unfair.
But if you're the college board, you're not too happy about this.
No, they're making a ton of money. These testing companies?
Yes.
That's big business. Billions of dollars.
Yes, because these tests are like $85 a pop, if I remember.
Yep.
Right. And so if a kid is taking it one time or two times, these kids all over the country, they're making a nice chunk of change.
I believe this mantra that we heard going back a couple of decades now of every kid should go to college was pushed by these guys, because they said the more kids we can push towards college, the more kids are going to take these tests, the more money we're going to make.
Right.
So they came up with it was a marketing technique.
Apparently it worked.
Yeah.
Apparently it worked. So I actually think that this will make George Washington far more attractive to a lot of students.
Yep.
So we'll see if this affects their admissions in the fall. And of course, that's what they're thinking about. How can they drive their numbers?
Yeah.
And this might work. I know for me, it'd be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to apply because now I'm more competitive because I don't test well, but I know the content.
Yep.
And our daughter is the same way, poor thing. Our son takes those standardized tests like
candy.
Like candy. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Our daughter is more like me, where she'll freeze and forget.
Yeah.
Which is not good. So it's
what's I don't know if this happened to you, but you take the standardized test and you go, God, I didn't get it. As soon as you walk out the room, you go, oh, I remember now.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, that's my whole life, right? Oh, crud. Okay, I got that one wrong. Yes, exactly.
You do your own self-tally.
Yes. Exactly.
But as soon as the stress is off, right, suddenly the answers are there. Boom.
Yes, boom, there they are. Exactly. So it's time for a break. It's 6:30 a.m. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We've got Bill Schwartz in the booth. When we get back, we'll be talking with Karen Blanco from Children's Fund. This is On the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
California headline news, 8 children hurt, 2 in critical condition after a tree came crashing down on them at the Kids Space Museum in Pasadena.
I just sort of jumped into the tree and started looking for kids because I knew it was a tree in front of the museum. That's what it is. And I could hear the screams and see people running around trying to find children.
A woman nearby when the tree collapsed. The 70-foot pine was at least 75 years old. A vigil in Santa Cruz Tuesday night for Madison Middleton, the 8-year-old girl allegedly murdered by a 15-year-old neighbor.
It feels like if one of your kids killed your other kid, like, what do you do? That's how we feel as parents in this community.
Prosecutors indicating they may seek to try the suspect as an adult. Fire activity a concern in Northern California. The week-old rag fire in Napa Valley flaring up, forcing a new round of evacuations. A Lowell fire near the Placer-Nevada County border still threatening nearly 2,000 homes. Geico weather, another day of high temperatures around the state. Triple-digit heat again in parts of Northern California. Jeff Scott, California News.
I'm Jay Farner with some great news on how you could save an average of $3,000 per year on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. The HARP guidelines have changed. There's less paperwork and often no appraisal required. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
When you're running your own business, you're bound to be busy. Too busy. Too busy worrying about your budget. Too busy scheduling appointments. Too busy to build a website for your business. And because you're too busy, it has to be easy. And that's where Wix.com comes in. With Wix.com, it's easy for you to create your stunning website. Go to Wix.com and create your website today. It's easy and free. That's Wix.com.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny skies, a high near 99. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies, a low near 71. Thursday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny skies, a high near 96. Thursday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies, a low near 71. Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny skies, a high near 99. Friday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy skies, a low near 70. And mostly sunny on Saturday with a high near 96. That's your latest forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050 KCAA.
Art Bell is back, and he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody is more captivating than Art Bell.
Now, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something here that defies logical explanation.
Tune into the best, Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell.
The only way you're going to get the American people to pony up the billions of dollars, however many hundreds of billions it would be to go to Mars, the only way you're going to get them to do that is to convince them that we have a real reason to go. Want to take a ride?
Weeknights at 9 p.m. on KCAA, 1050 a.m.
Financial Words of Wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
There should be a little sign like there's on the side of cigarette packets. Picking tops and bottoms can be hazardous to your wealth. Don't try to do it.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on KCAA 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. You can win tickets to the Junior University Musical Theater presentation of The Jungle Book. Just listen to KCAA all day long and get ready to win. Are you looking for adventurous entertainment for the whole family? Then join Junior University for a musical theater experience that is unmatched under the stars at Roosevelt Bowl in Paris Hill Park. This year, it's Mugwai and the Adventures in the Heart of the Jungle as Junior University presents William R. Dixon's adaptation of The Jungle Jungle Book. Show dates are July 17th through August 1st. Starting time is 8:15 p.m. General admission is just $10 for adults, and children 12 years old and younger are just $5. Two parents and all their children under 18 years can purchase a family ticket at the box office for just $25, and you can save 20% on a family ticket if you print it out at home by going to junioruniversity.org. Listen to KCAA and win tickets to the Jungle Book. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. We are joined once again by Karen Blanco. She is the communications director for Children's Fund, which is a wonderful, phenomenal organization. I'm going to let her tell you about it. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Well, good morning to both of you.
How are you?
We are great. Are you kidding? It's a little toasty. I think it's going to be a little warm today. I can already tell.
Yes. Well, it is the end of July.
But we do need rain, so if it does rain, that'll be a good thing,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, Children's Fund, they were founded in 1986, and since they were founded, what we do is we help the at-risk children in our community. We've actually helped 1.4 million children since we were founded in 1986, and just this past year alone, believe it or not, we've helped 60,000 children in our area.
Oh, my gosh.
That's phenomenal.
I know. It's crazy that many children need our help, but you know what? We're so thankful that we're there to help them. So yeah, good times.
So tell us about, you just did a Christmas in July event. How did that go?
Well, we are getting ready for our Christmas in July because what we want to do is get people already thinking about the holiday season. And I know it's July and it's 100 degrees, but, we want to really have people think about so many of these underprivileged children. If they don't receive a gift from us through your listeners, then they might not receive a gift at all during the holidays. And so we just want people to think about it when you're out shopping. If you see one of those good deals, go ahead and pick it up. Or you might even consider this year getting a $25 gift card. One of the things we're trying to do this year is for our foster teens to give them their own shopping experience so that they can maybe go out and buy what they want to buy for $25, And so think about that. Think about maybe doing that. And it's really great because we have partners like First Five of San Bernardino who gave us a $50,000 grant already, which will get gifts for 7,000 kids.
Wow.
Who are from the ages of like 0 to 5. So if we could think about the little bit older kids, then maybe that would be great.
Wow, that sounds fun. So how do people donate for this Christmas in July event?
You can actually go online, which of course is childrensfundonline.org, and you can make a donation there. Or if you even wanted to stop by our office and drop off toys, we would take those as well. So again, we know it's early, it's July, but think about it.
So talk to us about. I know that volunteers are important to Children's Fund, and I know that there's a special volunteer that you all want to spotlight this month.
Yes, we would like to spotlight Joanne Manier. She is such a wonderful woman. She works with the Claremont West End Auxiliary, which we have 2 auxiliaries that fundraise for Children's Fund. We have the Bone Marrow Auxiliary out of the Redlands area, and then we have the Claremont West End Auxiliary, which is literally the west end of the county. And she is just one of these go-getters. I mean, she is just amazing. And she always insists on being the driver to drive the gals down to volunteer. And we truly couldn't do what we do without volunteers because, they do things like we just got done stuffing backpacks, inventorying the toys, sorting donations, assisting at the golf tournament, helping at the holiday events that we do for the kids. Her and her team are always there. And then on top of that, they make blankets and they collect books and Beanie Babies and comfort items for the Children's Assessment Center, which is one of the centers that we help fundraise for. And that's where the kids that have been either sexually or physically abused are taken to to be treated. So it's really an important assessment center. But Joanne is just an amazing. So I want to do a shout out to her because it's like, thank you for always being there. I wish I had her energy, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's terrific. You're actually a fairly small organization. It's really your volunteers who really make things happen for the organization.
Honestly, we couldn't, and that leads right into we have a partnership now with Amazon.com, and so they recently just donated thousands of items to us to help the underprivileged. And if it wasn't for the volunteers, I mean, there were just cases and cases and cases filled at the warehouse that we had to inventory, and then we have to get it out to the people in need. And so without the volunteers, there's no way we could have even handled that. And but we're so thankful to Amazon.com, and they have donated toys, hygiene products, sporting equipment, food for the food pantries, electronics, and just so much more. And it's because of great organizations like this, too, the corporate organizations, that we're able to do the things that we do.
Well, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And you work with university volunteers and college and high school volunteers as well, don't you?
We do. As a matter of fact, Sleep Train is another organization that donates to us, and I'm sure you've heard their commercials because they're everywhere. For the foster children, and so they selected Children's Fund as one of the ways to get things out to the foster children. And so we just recently had the Cal State San Bernardino volunteers come and help with the Sleep Train clothes donations. So, every quarter, Sleep Train asks for something else. So we've received shoes from them for the kids to go back to start school. We've clothes so that they can have new clothes to go back to school. So it's just such a great community effort, and that these kids get involved too. It just makes you feel so good. And even the San Joaquin Valley College, they did a clothes drive, and it was hugely successful. And it's like, it really does take a village to make this work, and we're just so thrilled and excited and happy and so thankful that really people really do care about these kids, and they really want to make a difference in their lives.
So can you tell us a story about a kid that you've helped in the last month or so?
Yes, I could. So we just recently got a family of 4. They were living in their car because they didn't have anywhere to live. And the sad part of it is, it's like they don't even have the first month's rent. You know how you have to put down the deposit and then the first month's rent. And so that hinders a lot of these people that have really fallen on hard times. So they actually were living in their car, but then they ended up saving enough money to get into an apartment, but they didn't have any money then to have any or bedding or anything for the kids. The kids were literally sleeping on the floor in sleeping bags. So we were actually able to go in. We were able to get them bunk beds. We got them bedding for their things, and we were able to get them new clothes for them to start school. So those are the kinds of things that we do, and it just really touches our hearts, because you are helping them. It's not, we're giving them a help up, not a help out.
Nice. Very, very nice. And you also do scholarships, right?
We do I hate when I say that. We also do scholarships, and actually this past year alone, 126 students received educational scholarships through Children's Fund. And so we have scholarships set up at like Cal State San Bernardino, Cal Poly Pomona, and then the 4 colleges like Crafton and Victor Valley and those as well. And so those are basically those set up for the foster and former foster youth, because a lot of times when they, turn 18 or turn 21, they fall out of the system, and then they have no way, to fund themselves for school. And so what we want to do is truly help make a difference in their lives and help them become, professionals and successful adults.
Well, we are just about out of time. Let people know once more about how they can donate, get involved, volunteer, interact with your organization.
Sure. Give us a call at 909-379-0000, or again, go up online. We have a lot of ways you can donate online. You can volunteer, get information about volunteering online. And again, that's at childrensfundonline.org.
Well, that's wonderful. So excited to have you joining us today.
Oh, thank you, guys.
You are always welcome because you do incredible work in the community. So thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you, Aaron and Tobin. Thank you.
So we've been talking with Karen Blanco. She is the communications director at Children's Fund. Check them out, childrensfundonline.org. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
Wet n Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding barefooting. Getting soaked barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
As the markets continue higher and experts continue to call for a correction, how should you invest? Do you buy now, hoping for higher highs, or wait for a pullback and hope it's not the beginning of a major correction? Do you sell now before the markets correct, or hold on for even bigger gains? Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we believe proactive management is the key to successful investing. We start by developing an investment portfolio that fits your needs and risk tolerance. Then we continue to analyze the markets and your portfolio, making adjustments as market conditions and your lifestyle change. If you're fearful about your investments or unsure which way to turn, call me, Mo Ansari, at 1-800-388-9700, and let's work together to get the most out of these markets, no matter where they're headed. Call 1-800-388-9700, 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Experience the West's railway heritage with the largest collection of locomotives, passenger cars, freight cars, and cabooses at the Orange Empire Railway Museum in Paris. Take a ride on the museum's demonstration railway and feel the clickety-clack of street wheels. Hear the train whistles and streetcar bells. Get a grand tour, visit the gift shop, and learn about the West's railway heritage dating back to the 1870s. trolleys and trains operate every Saturday and Sunday from 11 until 5 p.m., including major holidays. Steam trains run every third Saturday and Sunday of the month, and special events are held throughout the year, including a major annual fall event and a spring rail festival. Make plans to check out the Orange Empire Railway Museum located at South A Street in Paris. Call 951-943-3020 for more information. That's 951-943-3020, or go to oerm.org for the Orange Empire Railway Museum. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. 1050 AM. Don't forget that number. And for you young people who got here by accidentally fat-fingering your FM band selector, we're an AM radio station, and AM refers to more than just the time of day.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we have Bill Schwartz in the booth.
Is that better than John Wilkes Booth?
Oh, yes, much better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just checking.
Much better. You know, my husband loves President Lincoln, all things President Lincoln.
And maybe later in the year I'll come in dressed as Lincoln just because. That's how I roll.
He does that for his students. He's one of those teachers. I love it.
Oh.
So, Tobin, you want to talk about this next story?
Yeah, look, the title caught my eye. A 911 dispatcher hangs up on a caller as a teen is dying. And just that headline alone is like, what?
What? Exactly.
How can you do that? That's not your job. Okay, so here's what it goes. It says, okay, you know what, ma'am? You could deal with it yourself. I'm not going to deal with this, okay? That's what a firefighter in Albuquerque, New Mexico, was recorded telling a 911 caller after a 17-year-old was shot at a party. The exchange involved Albuquerque Fire Department driver Matthew Sanchez, who was working dispatch on the night of June 26th. In a roughly 30-second portion of a recorded call posted on KRQE, he was heard twice asking if Jaden Chavez Silver was breathing. The caller responded, "He's barely breathing. How many times do I have to effing tell you?" To which Sanchez replies that he wasn't going to deal with this and then hangs up. Jaden later died from gunshot, and this is, of course, from KRQE. The fire chief on Monday said that Sanchez was immediately removed from dispatch center and placed on administrative assignment. An internal investigation has been initiated. Chief Administrator Officer Rob Perry subsequently announced that Sanchez had resigned from the Albuquerque Fire Department, where he had worked for 10 years, from local reports. The police believe that the shooter either walked or drove by the home where about 10 people were gathered and fired as many as 6 shots. No arrests have been made yet. KRQE notes that Jaden had only been at the home for about 5 minutes before the shooting began. A rep for Jaden's family says that they're beyond belief about what has happened, but they want to keep their focus on catching the killer.
You know, we have a dear friend who is a 911 dispatcher,
Yeah.
and he has been for years. And this is a really high stress, one of the highest stress jobs that a person can have, because you go from complete boredom to really, really tense situations. You know, most of them do a wonderful job at what they're doing. You know, they get help to the people who need it. But in this case, this person's attitude cost someone his life.
Yeah, and, I'm not sure what's going on in that call center. I know that from our friend that typically these call centers, they have a high turnover rate because it's kind of a burnout job.
Yes.
And so not everyone can handle this. And so they have hard time finding and keeping people there that are qualified and so forth. And so the ones that are good, who have been there for a while, end up working lots of overtime and long shifts.
Yes.
And who knows what this guy had gone through that day and so forth and what he was dealing with. But regardless, to hang up on someone in a situation like that is just beyond what is acceptable. I mean, you just can't. I mean, the fact that he quit is probably a good thing because he would have been fired, I think.
Yes, well, he may have been invited to quit.
Exactly. I personally can't imagine doing that job, and I'm a pretty good-natured person, but you have to have a really strong sense of self and just be very even-keeled to be able to deal with that stuff and not let it get to you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I might be able to do the job, but I would take it home with me, and it would eat me up. All those people, because they don't know what happens to them, and you have to have the ability to help somebody on the phone. You're seeing them at this most horrific moment in their lives, and you don't know what's happened to them. You have to be able to just close that chapter and move on.
Yeah, and they hand them off to when the live paramedics or police or whoever get there, and then they don't always know what the end of the story is. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. So. Well, from depressing to, still a little depressing. Key and Peele have announced that they're doing their last season, and we are both fans.
Oh, I love these guys.
They are so funny.
They're the best. I saw one yesterday, one of their sketches, that I actually shared it everywhere I could because I thought it was hilarious. But they took the ESPN kind of Sports Center.
The draft.
The draft, and you know how they talk about athletes, and they replaced it with teachers. So instead of talking about athletes, it was the teachers, they're having a draft for the teachers. So you had the lowest scoring school, got the first pick in the draft, and they picked the hottest new recruit teacher and, give him the big multi-million-dollar contract. And they even had, I love this, they even had a TV commercial that was in the middle of this sketch that was a teacher driving this beautiful, was it a BMW?
It was a BMW.
Beautiful BMW. And at the end, what was their tagline at the end? It was something about...
I don't remember the tagline.
Did they deflate the grades right before game time?
Oh
dear.
Ouch. That's great.
But no, I mean, it was a great sketch. And these guys are so smart and innovative, and they really have a great way of sort of putting a spin on the issues we're dealing with culturally, but doing it in a sort of a positive, fun, funny way.
Yes.
And so like you mentioned, the Deflategate kind of thing, they could take that story and kind of give it a new twist by looking at it through an education standpoint.
So they're leaving Comedy Central so they can do movies and focus on other things. And I've heard that they're making a substitute teacher movie.
Yes.
And have you heard their substitute teacher sketch?
Well, there's been several movies called The Substitute.
No, this one is, they have a substitute teacher who's obviously from urban or inner city schools, being a substitute in a very white school and mispronouncing every name hysterically.
Yes.
And he's losing his temper, and he thinks the kids are giving him attitude, and it's absolutely fantastic. And we can post it to social media.
It takes the two cultural ideas of this inner city person with these sort of suburban white kids and puts them in an interesting situation.
Yes.
And it's just hilarious.
My favorite is Vincent Clortho's school for wizardry, inner city school for wizardry. And so they've done an inner city Hogwarts that's absolutely hysterical. So we can post both of those.
I like the one where they have the zombies that won't eat the black people because they're racist zombies.
So
they have the best sense of humor out there.
Yeah, spend some time on the Comedy Central website. You'll get to see these clips.
So it is kind of sad that their TV show's going away because we won't get the regular sort of everyday drip, drip, drip of their comedy.
Yes.
But you're right. I cannot wait to see a movie made by these guys. They're just gonna kill it.
Do you know that Keegan-Michael Key was in the White and Nerdy video?
Yes.
He was one of the gangsters who drove by Weird Al as he's goofily, he's like waving at them and he's being all goofy. Yeah, he was one of the gangsters.
Both of them have done little bit parts in various movies here and there,
Yep.
but now they're going to be their own thing.
So we are out of time at 6:59. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
loss, but its monthly average user number grew at its slowest pace since the microblogging company went public. Yelp posting a surprising loss. The consumer website operator's current quarter revenue view falls far below Wall Street expectations. And after today's closing bell, Facebook and MetLife are expected to weigh in. Once again, stocks are expected to... PNB.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station for the Inland Empire.
Good morning, I think. It's 7:01, checking out traffic and weather. Inland Empire, as a matter of fact, not just the Inland Empire, also the beaches, LA, and the OC. We're going to get a 20% chance of thunderstorms and reach highs in the mid-90s. More than a little bit muggy. Currently, it's 69 degrees. Checking out your traffic, it looks like we have some ongoing desert road construction. That's I-10 eastbound between Eagle Mountain Road and 177. In Corona, we got stop-and-go traffic. That's on the 91. That's between McKinley Street and Green River Road. And in Lake Elsinore, there's stop-and-go traffic on I-15 northbound between Indian Truck Trail and Cajalco Road. This traffic and weather has been brought to you by Pala Casino Spa and Resort. Now open at Pala Casino Spa and Resort. It's Cave. It's a wine cave, lounge, and dining experience you'll have to see to believe. Visit palacasino.com to learn more.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to